allow me to introduce NG to you. So NG is a co-working space, and we are happy to host a lot of startups. We have businesses that deal with sustainable development. We are a co-working space that is very inclusive. So it is my honor to invite the moderator for the evening for the fireside. She is called Catherine Mukoko, and I will allow her to talk about her flowers. Welcome, Catherine.
So I'll go straight into the session for today. We have 5 amazing women with us today, and I will give each of them just an opportunity to tell us who they are, and I'll start with you, Anne.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I always make this joke, online and offline. My name being Anne, I always have the opportunity to start in a conversation before online because my name comes first because it starts with an A. It's a privilege to be here today. As you have heard, my name is Anne Lawi. I'm the Managing Director, Africa for Impact.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Women's Day to all of you. My names are Angeline Nambi, and I am the Director and Founder of Ambi Lighter, as well as Ambi Events.
So hello everyone, my name is Lilian Kipsang, and I work as the Head of Talent at Akili Network, which is the mother of Akili Kids TV. I also help to coach women to enhance their income. So I believe that a part of it, empowering women, is actually giving them money or supporting them, like money in their pocket gives you a seat at the table. So for me, I help women to do that by coaching them through their career growth and also supporting their entrepreneurship efforts.
Hi everyone, I'm Lawam Kafala. I am a principal at Partech Africa, which is the largest Africa-focused VC fund. We manage about $450 million in assets under management. I'm Eritrean, but I was born and raised in Nairobi, and have been back in Nairobi for a little bit over 3 years now. Great to meet all of you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nina, and I am currently the CEO of Nairobi Garage. Most of my career has been spent actually in hospitality. And when it comes to inclusivity of women, it's something that is a pillar of Nairobi Garage. So, yeah, I'm very excited to see what Catherine is going to lead this panel tonight. Thank you.
We're talking about inclusivity, and sometimes these are really big words. And now is when we are coming to them. So for you, what does economic inclusivity look like?
If you're not economically empowered, then you get empowered every other aspect of your life. You will still be so far behind. So starting with empowering and ensuring the businesses of women have a seat on the table, but they also have access to finances and the resources they need is paramount to inclusivity.
That's amazing. So we move on to you, Ms. Entrepreneur. In the process of hiring, what challenges do you face from women candidates that may hinder the call to accelerating progress? What do you experience?
Of course, the number one is time and money. So we don't have time to train women. We'll go around in circles, and we want to do the noble thing of, we need to upskill these people, but then we also know that we do not have that privilege.
And we move to Liwam. What's your take on implementing gender-inclusive financing?
When you think about equality versus equity, because women have been such a marginalized and overlooked group for a really, really long time, we do need initiatives that are focused specifically on uplifting women to get us to the same level as men in terms of receiving funding, in terms of receiving opportunities. So I think it's great that there are so many funds that are focused now specifically on investing in women across the board, from the really early stages into the mid and late stages. And for us, as a late stage fund, we're fairly late stage, we invest in companies that already have revenue. We're giving you fuel to grow, not fuel to start, and it's important to know the difference. So we need a lot of intervention there, and then for funds like us that are doing the early growth to be able to take that cohort and invest in them. So I think having more and more gender-focused initiatives and gender-focused capital is absolutely crucial.
And I move on to Luna. This is just general for you. As a CEO, how has the experience been for you in making sure that you have inclusivity at all levels, you know?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So one of the things that I consciously did was, I have a female mentor, and my husband is a trust fund baby, and there's a lot of issues in that trust fund, and it isn't favoring two women, and I just gave birth to a daughter, so I'm like, it has to change. And so a lot of everything that I do, and I think also because, I have a son and I have a daughter, and I see the differences, and I always think like, shit, what world is she coming into? And so I really want to be that catalyst of change. So I really do, and I think as a team, as Nairobi Garage, do everything that we can do to empower our teams, empower the women in our spaces, whether it's through, leading, whether it's through mentorship, whether it's through, knowledge-based learning. But I definitely feel that we have a powerhouse of a team. So inclusivity is, as I said from the beginning, it's a pillar of everything that we do at Nairobi Garage.
My question is to the young lady at HR in Aki. And you mentioned something about having a challenge when you're recruiting for technical roles, right? Is that, I would want to understand whether that is a lack of technical skill, meaning are not enough girls going into these spaces, or is it that they are not brave enough to present themselves to those roles?
So I've not felt like there's anything that's come for the creative industry, for the creative space. We have lacked someone to hold this space for people in the creative industry. That's what I feel. So what I have found when we are recruiting, we find really, really good women designers who are really, really expensive and are like over here. And then there is like an intern level who's trying to come up, but no one is holding the space, And I assume like we're all just trying to, we're all trying to go up the funnel. And so I think even now, me coming back to my CEO with the frustration of, I have not found any women designers that can now, like we can specifically, create this movement, this, because we had a tech movement, I would want us to create a creative movement for the creative space. So I think there's still people who could end up considering it, but they've just not seen that this is an option, that design is an option. So it's also part of the problem, but the more we create a buzz around, the creative industry, then I think the more we can be able to grow women into this space. Yeah.
I think also we are living in a generation whereby we value positions more than what we are doing. So what I can say is we should let what we do define our positions rather than letting our positions define what we do. Because if we let the positions define what we do, we just do things for the sake of doing it. We don't have character in it. We don't have empathy in it. We don't have passion for it. But we are reaching up for that position because, if I get there, if I'm part of the board, I think I'll be able to do it. But that is so wrong. If you cannot do something while you're a dishwasher, What makes you think that when you get to that top position, you'll be able to do it? So the character that you build when you're that dishwasher, a toilet cleaner, it's the character that will mold you to where you are to go.
Nairobi Garage is a women-led team, and we have some of the most incredible companies working in our spaces. And to be able to celebrate those companies, celebrate those women, we have always celebrated International Women's Day. So for us, I think our inspiration has always come from our community, and for sure, that's some of the most amazing women that's part of our space.
For me, inclusion is about having everybody, regardless of their qualifications, because you find that, say, in the world that we're living in right now, there's a lot of segregation when it comes to some jobs. And there are those that are labor intensive, and those are reserved for men. But inclusion is having everybody, whether it's a man or a woman, and having more women in labor intensive jobs.
Inclusion means having wonderful women who represent confidence, who represent power, who represent everything that we believe in Nairobi Garage. You know, we have an amazing team of women, and we're very proud to be a woman-led team.
What inclusion means to me is bringing women to the table, and what that means is equipping them with finances to be able to make decisions that concern their lives, their children's lives, and their society. And what that means as well is that by including women in jobs, by including women in empowerment groups and in empowerment efforts, then we are able to make financial resources even more accessible to them. And I think by that, then we end up making the society a better place.
I'd call it National Menstruation or Cramping Day, because on those days we don't want to be in the office. We just need a day off to acknowledge that we go through a lot. We need a break from all that and all the stress, yeah.
I would call it the International Victory Day for Women. Why would I call it that? Because 100 years ago is when this whole movement of women empowerment started. And honestly, we have achieved a lot of victory along the way. We've had female presidents, female prime ministers, female leaders. So we are not at the same place that we were 100 years ago when we were still marching for equality. We have made some strides. So for me, we have achieved some victories.
To all the women out there, you already have what it takes, and what I think you need to do is to believe in yourself some more. Take on those opportunities that you think are worthy for you. Take that risk. Say yes to, doing new things and things that you've purposed to do for a long time, but you've not been able to get the courage. Just take that risk and do it, because then you already have it in you. It's already inborn and it's already ingrained in you. You're already doing it. So just show up and show out.
Dear beloved, beautiful, most distinguished woman, I want to tell you that you are valued and you are enough. You do not need another external force to complete you. You are enough by yourself. So do this, rise up, dust off, put on that confidence, put on that beautiful smile. It doesn't matter whether you're short, whether you're tall, dark like me, or even light skin. You are beautiful, you are enough, and you have what it takes to achieve the greatest dreams that you have. Do not let anyone put you down. Don't let anyone pin you down. You are enough, you are beautiful, and you are a gorgeous woman.